would we make it as nurses?
Well, Johnny, the points for nurses in 2019
Rules us out.
rules both us out. It is this from 388.
Yeah, that
Up to
8
440.
points short.
And all you're missing is, commitment to your job, compassion, empathy with other people, long hours. So there is a online questionnaire you can do created by the Nursing and Midwifery Board of Ireland.
Fantastic name, isn't it? Midwifery.
Midwifery. Oh,
Yeah.
What are you doing? Midwifery.
Midwifery.
There's 45 statements, and you have to agree, disagree, strongly disagree. And I'm not going to lie. The first one that caught my eye, statement. I don't mind cleaning up people's vomit and diarrhea. You lost me there, nursing. Straight away, I'm not going to lie. You lost me at vomit and diarrhea.
I was doing it and I was like, I don't even clean up my own vomit. I don't know if I've said it before on this podcast. Sorry enough for going there, but
yes, you have.
Have I? Yeah, okay.
You cover it with a t-shirt.
Yeah, so if I get sick, I'll take off a night my clothing I have on and I'll just cover it like a bad dog or a cat that's done a shit where you don't want to do it. You got to cover that stuff up. So yeah, poor Annie learned that the hard way. She walked into the bathroom and was like, "Oh, his t-shirt. Oh, it's under his t-shirt," and then it was like. Yeah.
You're an animal.
I am an animal. But in my defense.
I'm going to justify it now.
In my defense, would you rather walk on a t-shirt or vomit?
Just clean it up.
Yeah. Lad.
Not when you're scuttered.
Yeah, exactly. When you have the spinnies, you're not going to be like, oh, lovely, I go down and clean that up there. You don't know where you are. I was mashed potatoes, man.
Well, don't do nursing while you're mashed potatoes, because the second one that caught my eye was, I am not willing to compromise my social life. Agree, disagree?
Yeah, strongly disagree, strongly agree. I'm not willing to compromise. Nurses they've got to work Christmas Day, bad night shifts, weekends.
Weird stuff. And another one here, 13-hour shifts.
Yes, there's no crack in that.
That's tough, Quan.
That is tough.
You'd want to love it.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things that is a bit of a vocation, as they say, isn't it? Though,
it definitely is.
I know it's a good job, and it's
you could definitely get a handier job.
Yeah, it's a HSE job, and you get your pension and stuff like that. But Jesus, they're not fantastically paid well, or it's. I have to say, massive credit to nurses, and I'll just say one thing for anybody in college: stay away from the nurses. They're fucking crazy, man. When I was in college, in WIT, the nurses, obviously there was a nursing course in WIT. They were the craziest. And then they're getting up the next morning, after 3 minutes sleep, and they're like, I've got a lab. Or they'd be on teaching, or they'd be on placement, and they'd be out in the nightclub till 4 o'clock and be like, I'm in at 7.
How are they doing that?
I don't know, but I say if they're testing their own blood pressure the next day, they'd have some unbelievable results.
Oh, there's all different areas now. I think I'd find it hard working with kids.
You coach the under 10s.
No, I like kids, but no one is dying at under 10 training. Bar a little bit of my soul. It will be.
I can get tasty down there.
I can get spicy down there. But I mean, it must be very hard if you're in looking after sick children and all. Yeah. And then it's 6 o'clock. Yes, let's all go for dinner and drinks. And you're probably definitely a bit stressed out, or you're definitely taking home with you a small bit.
Yeah, 100%. You probably do get attached. When we done the Crumlin, the ward walk, where you go and just say hello to kids who are in hospital. I was in bits after that. And I suppose after a while as a nurse, you probably do get desensitized to it, but it can't be easy. You would build a connection if you're an outgoing person with people. After 5 minutes of being in the room with someone, I was like, oh, I sort of came out there with a lump in my throat. I was like, that's why when we fundraise now, we always do it for kids stuff. But that's a tough station, particularly on the nurses.
You'd want to be full of the crack as well,
Yeah, you want some nurses are great. They're come in and they have that manner. People will often say, great manner.
Great manner.
Bedside manner.
Bedside manner.
Is bedside manner a real thing? I suppose it is.
I suppose it is, yeah.
Yeah. You gotta be doing some bad stuff
Do you know who has bedside manner? Midwifery.
Midwiferys.
I don't know how anyone would be a midwife, right? There's women screaming all day.
Yeah.
What did you do today? I was just people screaming.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I can imagine, like I know when I stress out women, you know, to get very upset. But imagine me stressing them out on top of actually having to push a baby out of them. Oh, God.
How do women give birth, lad?
Lad, I watched that, what's that kids program, Maura? They're having babies. One born every minute.
Right.
Jeez,
That's not a kids program. It's a program for adults.
Well, yeah, it's a program for adults, but there's kids in it. You know what I mean? Yeah. Now, granted, most of them are coming out of vaginas, you know, but they're in it. Jesus, I watched that. I was like, oh. But the mad thing is, like, do you know if you hold a baby, and I cried.
Yeah.
You know, if you hold a little baby, right, and you're like real gentle with it, like and delicate. You want to see the midwife swim by. Child comes out, it's like, wham. Like, you know, they're so used to it that, like, they just know how to pick it up real quick and, you know, wash and whatever they have to do with it. Like,
yeah.
It's amazing. I was like, oh, look at the baby. Like, they're grabbing it. Like, it's like I'd pull a fucking chicken fillet out of the counter when I used to be a butcher. Like,
yeah.
They'd be like, I'm going to dust and fire it back down, whatever they do with it. Like, you know, I was like, oh.
Do they still slap it in the arse to make it cry and get it going? It's like jump starting an engine.
I didn't see that on that now. Sometimes they might have phlegm, like, you know, and they might have to do something. Yeah, give me. No, I don't know. It's still slapping the arse. That's a bit Angela's ashes, lad. So you're back in time there.
But do you know, lads out there, the next time that, you know, a woman says to you, lads, oh my God, it's so big. Lads, just remember, women push babies out. She's bullshitting you. Just on this nurses, the questionnaire that we took, we will of course reveal our answers. But another one that I seen on it was like, I don't like old people. And it was like, agree, you know, disagree, strongly disagree, whatever. What did you say?
I said, like, I do like old people. Like, I love old people.
Right, okay.
I watched 24 Hours in A&E last week.
Oh, no.
No, that was it. Tears were out, lad. Sobby sob. I was hegging. You know, the proper messy crying when it's like there's tears and a mixture of tears and snots at the same time. Old people make me so sad
when they're stressed and sick.
Yeah, when they're sick. Like, so I wouldn't.
Not just in general.
So basically, what we've discovered is I can't do newborns, I can't do children, and I can't do old people. And to be honest, I don't think I could look after people my own age either. So that pretty much rules me out in nursing.
Do you know they call it care of the aged now? They don't call it geriatric nursing anymore.
Okay. I always thought geriatric was a bit like, I don't know, I've heard people saying he's some geriatric at that. You know,
it sounds like the name of some soccer player or something. Geriatric. Jerry Hattrick. It was no lad, I was scoring goals. Jerry Hattrick. But I was talking to people who worked in care of the aged, and they said that you would need patience and you really need a great bedside manner, because old people, when they come into hospital, can be a bit confused, or they might get worried because it's a very strange environment.
Yeah.
And, you know, maybe they have a touch of starting to lose the memory or something. You really need to be cool with them. But old people can be very interesting too.
Yeah.
You know, for chats.
Yeah, yeah.
They have some stories. Old people have stories.
Yeah, they do.
Like, men weren't allowed into the room when people were being born until like 30 years ago. So
yeah, probably by choice too. There's that bit in the Snapper where, like, you know, your one's having the baby and Colomini is obviously like her father, but like he's down the pub and he's, you know, the scene where he's like 8 pounds 12 ounces, and then the fellow beside was like, is it a turkey or a baby?
Yeah. Maura, how did you get on with your 45 statements of would you be a nurse?
The questionnaire said that the response was, your answers to this questionnaire suggest that the match between your preferences and requirements for studying for a degree in nursing or midwifery is not very good. There's little evidence from your answers to suggest that the demands of this role would suit you. So it's just like, I kind of knew that. I kind of would, like, I'm not very good at showing sympathy to a person. Like, if a person's down, I'd rather make them laugh than be like, oh, poor you. So, like, if somebody come into me, like, sick and was like, I'd be like, actually, you're not that bad, you know?
I've just had a stroke.
Stroke of luck?
I did the quiz, and it says your answers to the questionnaire suggest that there may be some fit between your skills and what is required to study for a degree in nursing midwifery. However, the match may not be a strong one at this time. This may be due in part to you having some gaps in your knowledge of what this role involves.
Said the exact same to me.
Yeah, there you go. Snap pie. So you were reading minds anyway. So yeah.
No, I was all ticking the answers for, yes, I would like to make a difference to people's lives. But then when it was like, would you like to clean up someone's shit? Strongly disagree. So,
I was just thinking that as well. I was like, I'd like to make a difference.
I care,
but I don't want to give my Saturday nights up.
I care about people 9 to 5, Monday to Friday. How do people be working late nights and stuff?
Yeah,
but you know,
they're heroes. They are heroes. Like,
sure, I was asking someone who was a nurse, and I was like, "How would you be cleaning up poop and all that?" And they're like, "I don't really see it like that. When somebody vomits, it's not like they've had a load of pints. It's like it's part of their care, and you will know why they're vomiting." So to you, it's almost interesting, like, oh, that treatment didn't work or whatever, they threw up.
Yeah.
Do you get me? They're looking at it from a whole different perspective.
I know. Sure, you just have to ask anything.
Oh yeah, your missus is a healthcare professional.
And then just come home and look after another fella.
I asked my mum, like, who was
yeah, she was a nurse.
She was a nurse, and said like it'd be tough and all, but it was very fulfilling. But the one thing I asked her, what was the hardest thing about it, and she said that sometimes you wouldn't have enough staff and you'd be so busy that you'd like to give more time to everyone.
But you can't.
But you can't. That must be hard.
Yeah, it's tough, and they always, the nurses always seem to be under pressure. As long as I've, been of an age where I've realised, the crack like with nurses and stuff, it always seems to be.
Sorry, when you talk about the crack with nurses on this podcast,
no,
that's normally something else.
Like, no, I don't mean like in nightclubs around Ireland. I mean like. The crack of they're always short staffed, they're always underpaid, they're always under pressure. It's a tough station.